Hey, what's good, family? Peace, world. It's your man Wood. Thanks for pressing play on another bite down boxing. This actually might be pay me no mind. It's all one and the same though. And it messed around and gave me extra 10 or 15 minutes on the commute this morning with a crash here. But I had to get my thoughts in on DAZN. Yesterday's announcement. Uh, as a DAZN subscriber, I was a little concerned when I saw the price double, and then I saw some of the different YouTube videos come out and whatnot. Some people clapping and celebrating, some people trying to explain what it was, what it is, what it wasn't. And first off, one interesting thing is a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, when the story broke that Deontay Wilder was taking a meeting with DAZN, the discussion for some changed significantly. For about 72 hours, maybe 48 hours, the discussion was totally different. The tenor of the conversation was completely different for about 72 hours. And it kind of reminded me, like I haven't rocked with Kanye West in years, before he even started acting weird. I just was like, dude ain't really for me. And so I haven't really rocked with the brother for years. And then last year, when my favorite rapper, Nas, when it broke that he was working with Kanye for his next album, I didn't get excited about it exclusively, or being executive produced or exclusively produced by Kanye, but I just was like, I'm excited that Nas is coming back. And I thought it had a chance to be some good music. So, I was a little excited about it. So, it just happened. But the one crazy thing with DAZN, before I get into the money part of it, is it's people bashing the service and talking about the service and go on and on and on and on and have negative stuff to say, and get to the 30 minutes and 20 minutes into the video and then say, I don't even watch DAZN. I've never even watched DAZN. Or then you hear somebody saying, I'm not watching no effing fight on no effing phone. I'm not watching no effing fight on no tablet. And I'm sorry, just because you yell it loud and put a lot of profanity with it doesn't mean that you aren't looking really ignorant out here, because it's not restricted to a tablet or a phone going through this wreck right here. You can watch it wherever the hell you want to watch it. I'm about to hit this shortcut on them real quick. Now that they done made me late. But you can watch it where you want to watch it. So I'm just amazed that people let anybody say anything to them and don't question nothing, when people are obviously talking about things that they know nothing about. And could cause you to miss out on some stuff in your life, because this is the first word that you check with and you run with that madness. But I'm not going to say that DAZN is perfect. There has been 2 fights or 2 events that it got messed up, and I didn't get to check it out in real time. But I went and did something with the wife that night. Then I went down the next morning, and they had the whole event chopped up fight by fight, where I could watch each fight and go do what I wanted to do, come back, fix me an egg sandwich or something, and come back and watch the next fight. So, like I said, it is what it is, to each his own. It works for me. But getting into the money of it, with the price doubling, and I saw some people saying that this signifies that the app is struggling, or it's not going to work. The funny thing is that we just assume in this country, because we all have these platforms now, we all have our social media, we all have our basically our social media accounts, we're all an expert in everything that we observe and monitor, you know, and just give no credence to the fact that this multi-million or multi-billion or whatever's behind DAZN. I think it's a billionaire behind it. But they brought in John Skipper, who is the dude who turned ESPN into the behemoth that it is. Now, if you want to take shots at John Skipper, I mean, he is the dude who overpaid for the NBA, overpaid for football. He did overpay for a bunch of stuff that maybe 10 or 12, 15 years later, it started hurting the company because different things started changing in that industry. But John Skipper is no idiot. He's not new to this. So to sit here and applaud the fact that they're going away is just a little premature in my opinion. And then also, I don't know how you applaud there being less competition in anything that you rock with. Like if we only had No Limit back in the 90s and I didn't have Def Jam, I would have been pissed off because I didn't rock with Master P and No Limit. I listened to my boys who listened. I had a roommate when I was in the Navy. I listened to his stuff and I found out that some of the dudes on the roster were okay, but I'm like, nah, bruh, I'm a Def Jam dude. You know, I'm Def Jam and Bad Boy and all of that. So I don't know how getting less competition, I don't know how that really makes your experience as a fan or the way that you follow the sport. I don't know how that makes that better to have less competition. But okay, so they come out and say that the monthly subscription is doubling. They done went out and signed all of these big name pieces. And now it's, you know, they're struggling. How do you know that wasn't part of the business plan a year ago? I think if you look at it, DAZN gives you 30 days free before your first bill is due. ESPN Plus gives you 7 days. Showtime, I think, gives you 7 days. So if you look at it, they probably was losing a lot because they had to entice people to get on in there, giving them that 30 days. But now they said, okay, well, we're going to go away from the $9.99 per month. We're going to bump that up to $19.99. Those of you that have been rocking with us from the beginning, we're going to give you one more year at $9.99. No change for you. No change for me right now. Next year, we're going to go to a one payment at the beginning of the year for $99.99, which breaks down into $8.83, which is less than what I'm paying right now. And it's like, well, they want the money up front. And because probably, if you look at it, like now, if you go ahead and get the app for, if you go ahead and download the app and get it for May 4th, for Canelo and Danny Jacobs, it's like 3 or 4 other fights on there that month before you get to June 1st, where you have Joshua and Miller. So going from you get it on the 4th, get rid of it on the 2nd of June, and don't pay anything. Well, what did DAZN really get from that, from giving you all of that? What did they really get from giving you all of that? I want to say it might be 2 World Boxing Super Series dates that falls in between there. But since I'm on my phone, I can't get back to the image. But like I said, man, you sit here and listen to these guys, some of these guys yelling and banging on the table and cussing and talking bad about something, and they don't even know anything about it. Which is cool, because it's not my job to go and argue with them or confront them and have some conflict, man. People just have to make a decision that when people are out here on some BS, to just walk away or turn away or go to another channel. But that's what we do now. It's just like politics. You know what I mean? Like, no matter who's in office, depending on what source you go to, the last decision that leader made, or that political person made, it's either fascist or it advanced America into the new era. Depending on what source you go to. Same situation, same piece of legislation, but from one source, we're ushering in socialism and fascism into the country. And then you go to the other source, and this has modernized America. We've stepped into a new era of American superiority or something. So, hey man, it's crazy out here. But like I said, you can go find somebody to tell you what you want to hear. But then, the Zone has really put itself out there as being the next Netflix, or being the Netflix of sports. And I was looking at some stuff, some similarities there. And the Zone went and got his version of Narcos with the Canelo Alvarez signing. Boom. That's one person, that's one hitter in our lineup that they had. They also went on and ordered them and signed them a Stranger Things and Usyk, Alexander Usyk. I don't know if you want to say he's Stranger Things or not. The brother is a little weird. He's a little crazy acting at times. If you follow him on some of the stuff they do in the gym, so maybe he's Ozark. Which Ozark, if you check out Ozark, is one of the best shows, hands down, in TV. Then they also needed, when they first got started, just like Netflix, they had Orange is the New Black was a very popular show, and then House of Cards with Kevin Spacey and I can't think of her name, but House of Cards would be Anthony Joshua, and that might be fitting to some people who don't like Anthony Joshua or believe that he's a liar, or that the whole situation with Matchroom is all bogus with the numbers and everything. That might be real fitting. It's House of Cards. But so that's what, they've added these key pieces, and they're doing what they're trying to do. So like I said, for me, I'm gonna keep it funky with you. Looking at paying $100 at the beginning of the year, I'm a little. That's gonna take some getting comfortable. It's gonna take some time to get comfortable with that. It's very hard to look at that as $1.17, or was it 93 cents or something, 97 cents, $1.07 or something savings for me per month, with me paying $9.99 right now per month. So yeah, it's gonna be a little hit to sit there and give somebody $100 at the beginning of the year just to watch what you want to watch. And then on top of that, it's no guarantee, as people, as some people push back and they don't get the different fighters that they want. That's a lot of money to put out there in hopes that they can land somebody to add the true, the 2 or 3 pay-per-view caliber events that they wanted per year. So, but again, for what it looks like, if we're paying attention, it looks like, and I think that's one of the things that the Zone needs to do, just because of some of the ignorant people or the people that who seem to not be able to comprehend things. They need to figure out a way, instead of sitting here making the ads with Canelo and Michael Buffer about the death of pay-per-view, wasting money on that. How about get people to understand that you're just not a phone app, that you're just not an app for a phone or a tablet? How about rebranding yourself as a new way to watch television? I've never watched DAZN on my phone, not once. So how about spending some time, instead of taking shots, instead of trying to fire shots, how about educate people on what the hell your product or service is, and do that? Show some people watching the streaming app on a television, and then you ain't got to pay Michael Buffer, which he's already, you know, part of the package. But educate people on what the hell this is, so that they understand that it could be a solution to something versus it's a hindrance to people watching what they want to watch. So that's one thing that I would suggest. But, you know, at the end of the day, boxing's favorite phrase, at the end of the day, it seems like people are going to sit here and ignore the fact that premium cable, like Showtime, they kind of don't know. It's a lot of uncertainty in the game for them right now. And so boxing is just not totally going to go to free TV. We getting some of that right now with PBC on Fox. And it's actually like PBC on Fox is taking some of the best fights from Showtime right now. If you look at yesterday's announcement that Jared Hurd and J-Rock is headed for PBC on Fox, that's a damn good card on Showtime. So I don't really know what's going on with Showtime. Like I said, they didn't even roll out a calendar this year. If you remember last year, they flew like 30 something champions, or not champions, but 30 something fighters all met in New York City. Everybody went to the stare downs to the person that they were matched up against, and it was a huge announcement in 2018 of what the schedule was. You have not seen that from Showtime this year. And now, until Deontay Wilder went in there earlier this week and said what he was doing with the Brazil fight, which in my opinion was a no-brainer. I mean, you didn't have to be the smartest guy in the room to know that wasn't pay-per-view worthy. But until he went in there and said that, I don't really even think Showtime even had anything besides maybe a Showbox or two that I think is out there. But anyway, like I said, I don't know. Again, a lot of us with these different platforms and our blogs and all this stuff, we like to sit here nowadays and act like people that are doing this stuff and have been making a living and have a lengthy career in these fields that they're in. We just sit here and like to believe that they don't know what the hell they're doing. Like they just make this stuff up as they go along. So for me, you know, if I didn't sit here and criticize Al Heyman with this $500 and almost $500 million with this, what is it, Reed and Waddell or whatever, how they got the PBC up and running. If I never sat here and once took a shot at Al and the PBC guys for putting that together and how they, you know, the first years or whatever, or the time buys, if I didn't sit here and criticize that, how am I going to sit here now and criticize DAZN for trying to do things in the manner that they're trying to do it? And then lastly, so I can get on off of here, how do we sit here and disregard the fact that it's some lesser known fighters who've taken advantage of the platform, Tevin Farmer. But then it's some newcomers that they've put in the pipeline with Nikita Bobby, the Otha Jones third brother from up in Toledo, Rashad Mati out of New York. It's a couple other dudes, and then the Golden Boy, you know, to bring them in with Munguia. I didn't really have a Netflix show for Munguia. My bad on that. But you know, they put some stuff in the pipes in hopes of having, you know, like an elite player in the NBA or the NFL, you know, an elite player on that rookie deal. They've got some guys that they're putting on, you know, on the undercards, and we're getting to see those guys versus, like I mentioned a couple weeks ago when Otha Jones III had his debut. Normally that would have been some club show in Ohio where I would have went and checked him out, and he would have fought some I hate to say bum, but some opponent who was sent there to get beat who probably had 5 wins and 25 losses, but they throw him in there with Otha. Otha throws 10 punches, knocks the guy out, and then that's how he starts his career. But in this instance, with something like DAZN being around, Otha Jones was able to go out and fight a phenomenal first opponent and showcase a whole lot of different things in a completely different manner. So, like I said, I hate to be the one that seems to come out here and possibly appear to be a spokesman for the app, but we got to be a little bit more fair in this thing and actually talk about stuff that we have experiences with, stuff that we're using. Like, you would never sit here and see me do a video and talk about how trash Kodak Black or 21 Savage, or I would never sit here and say nothing about none of those guys because I don't listen to their music. I know nothing about them until 21 Savage did the joint with J. Cole a month or so ago. I had never even heard 21 Savage rap. That A Lot. I think the song is called A Lot. So why would I waste my time and speak so vehemently and put so much energy into bashing stuff that I know nothing about? I've never used it. I have no experiences with it. So, like I said, we can all pick and choose what we're gonna get our information from, and whether or not we're gonna get out here talking about stuff that we know. The DAZN apologies. What's up, man? But it's a different way to go about things. So that's what I'm doing over here. But look, man, I'm already what am I? I'm about to be a couple minutes late. So let me jump on off of here and hope everybody's having fun with March Madness. I'm gonna check out the brackets to see where different people are standing. I think I was in the middle somewhere, but I appreciate anybody that did participate this year. I'm gonna put together something for the winner, or the first 2 or 3 people or something. We'll get into that. But let me jump on off of here, man. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And, that's it. Peace.